If you're watching this, I'm dead. I created a hidden object, an Easter egg. The first person to find the egg will inherit $500 billion.
We think that everyone remembers that big hit from 2018, Ready Player One. Well, get ready for round two because the sequel, Ready Player 2, is officially in the works. And that's all we know about the film. It's based on Ernest Cline's novel from 2011 and follows Wade Watts, played by Tye Sheridan, on his virtual reality adventures in OASIS. You know, the whole Easter egg challenge thing orchestrated by James Halliday, played by Mark Rylance? Yeah, that. The first movie was a hit with both fans and critics, thanks to its cool world building and endless pop culture nods. But here's the twist. When Cline dropped the sequel novel in 2020, it didn't quite hit the mark with critics. Ouch. So there were some doubts about whether the movie would ever see the light of day. But guess what? It's happening. After years of waiting, the sequel is finally moving forward. And guess who's back in the director's chair? None other than Steven Spielberg himself. So the latest buzz on Ready Player 2 is that Steven Spielberg is back in the game. Yep, the mastermind behind classics like Jaws and Jurassic Park directed the first movie back in 2018, but this time he's taking on a producer role. Spielberg spilled the beans, mentioning they're still in the brainstorming phase, trying to figure out what's next. It looks like the project is just getting started. But hold on to your excitement, folks. Ready Player 2 isn't officially greenlit yet. Spielberg's involvement is a promising sign, but the movie is still in its early stages of development. It might be a while before we see it hit the big screen. Nonetheless, with Spielberg's name attached, it's only a matter of time before we get to dive back into the virtual world of OASIS. Assuming Warner Bros. Gives the green light to a Ready Player 2 movie, we can probably count on Olivia Cooke reprising her role as Samantha Cooke, aka Artemis, since her character features in both books. And it seems like Tye Sheridan is all returned to set as Wade Watts, the male lead from Ready Player One. Back in September 2020, Sheridan expressed his enthusiasm, saying, "I loved working on that film, so yeah, I hope we get to do another." In the sequel, there's a chance we could see the entire crew of heroes, known as the High Five, back in action. That means Philip Zhao might return as Zhu Shoto, Lena Waithe as Helen Tech, and Win Morisaki as Daito. But considering the time that's passed since the first movie and any potential changes to the story, it's uncertain who will be on board for the sequel. And if they decide to tweak the source material to address its criticisms, we might see even more changes in the lineup. With that being said, if Ready Player 2 follows the book's storyline, we're in for another wild adventure. According to Penguin Random House's synopsis, Wade Watts stumbles upon a groundbreaking discovery hidden within James Halliday's vaults, setting off a new quest with high stakes. But this time there's a twist. A formidable new rival emerges, threatening not just Wade's life and the OASIS, but humanity itself. While the premise sounds intriguing, the book didn't quite hit the mark with critics. So if the movie adaptation moves forward, it might be wise to take some creative liberties and deviate from the novel. After all, the first Ready Player One film made some significant changes to the source material, and it worked in its favor. So there's hope that Ready Player 2 could do the same. Whether it closely follows the book or ventures into uncharted territory, only time will tell how the sequel unfolds on the big screen. With that being said, the film adaptation of Ernest Cline's Ready Player One underwent some significant changes, especially in terms of its protagonist, Wade Watts. Spielberg's version portrays Wade as already deeply involved in the contest from the get-go, equipped with his iconic DeLorean and a decent arsenal. In contrast, the book presents Wade as starting from scratch, financially disadvantaged, and unable to actively pursue Halliday's keys. While the movie maintains Wade's humble living conditions in the stacks, it gives him more resources within the virtual world, a departure from the book where he generates his own electricity to access the OASIS. Additionally, the film streamlines Wade's journey to fame and fortune, omitting darker elements present in the book, such as his descent into isolation and depression. In the novel, Wade goes into hiding after becoming a target of IOI, adopting a new identity and severing ties with the outside world. This narrative choice likely aligns with the film's PG-13 rating, opting for a more accessible and positive storyline focused on Wade's quirky friendships and adventures within the OASIS. In Spielberg's adaptation of Ready Player One, significant alterations were made to the quests for the copper, jade, and silver keys, as well as the challenges posed by the gates. The film kicks off with an exhilarating race featuring obstacles like King Kong and a T-Rex, leading to the immediate unlocking of the next clue upon obtaining the first key. In contrast, the book's challenges involved facing Asa Rirak in the Tomb of Horrors and reenacting scenes from war games to secure the copper key and open the first gate. The second gate and key underwent major changes, with the film replacing Zork and Blade Runner with a thrilling homage to The Shining set within the Overlook Hotel. Similarly, while the third challenge remains somewhat faithful to the book, the film introduces additional elements like playing a Rush song on guitar and a Monty Python reenactment. Ogden Morrow's role also differs between the book and the film. In Spielberg's version, he appears towards the end as a minor character, while in the book, he plays a more active role in assisting the protagonists and offering them shelter during the contest's final stages. Additionally, Halliday's journal takes on a different form in the film, being virtual rather than physical, which affects Ogden's involvement in the story. Moreover, the film introduces more villains and provides greater agency to female characters in the narrative. IROC's role is expanded, becoming more integral to IOI's pursuit of Wade, and the character of Finale Zandor is introduced, along with female workers researching the keys. Samantha's involvement is also heightened in the film, with her actively hacking into Nolan's rig and taking down the Sixers in disguise, whereas in the book, she has a different trajectory involving infiltrating IOI from within. With the significant changes made in Spielberg's adaptation of Ready Player One, it opens up exciting possibilities for what we might see in Ready Player Two. The first film already took creative liberties with the source material, introducing new challenges, characters, and plot elements, so there's plenty of room for the sequel to explore fresh ideas and surprises. Considering how Spielberg modernized and expanded upon the original story, we can anticipate similar innovations in Ready Player Two. Perhaps we'll see even more imaginative quests, updated pop culture references, and further development of the characters' relationships and motivations. Additionally, with the groundwork laid in the first film, the sequel has the opportunity to delve deeper into the virtual world of OASIS and its impact on society. Overall, while we can't predict exactly what changes or additions will be made in Ready Player Two, Spielberg's adaptation has shown us that the filmmakers are willing to take creative risks and push the boundaries of the source material. So, fans can look forward to a fresh and exhilarating cinematic experience in the upcoming sequel. You got it! Thanks for tuning in to today's video. We appreciate your support, and don't forget to leave your suggestions for future videos in the comment section below. See you at the next one.